memories of Dan is sitting around his house, getting ready to go to mega dances, listening to one of his favourite artists in Cher. Just for those of you who don't know who Cher is, I've managed to borrow Dan's phone and play a little bit for you. I'm not sure if Hayley was actually aware of Dan's passion for Cher, but it's a little bit late for her now, isn't it?
I'm wearing this rather special outfit and as a bit of a reminder of the first time that I met Dan and Hayley as a couple. So I came back for a weekend and I was at a reunion with the cadets, and I'd been out and had a few drinks, and when I came back to Grandma's house that night, obviously Dan was living there at the time, and after a moment of struggling to get in the front door, allegedly trying to get the key into the key, I could hear giggling in the room next door upstairs. So I tapped on the door and stuck my head in, and it's at this moment where I met Hayley and she met me in this dress.
We've talked about so many things. I'm thinking, do I confess the jelly one? No, I can't confess the jelly one, can I really?
Go on, tell the jelly one.
That's funny. Yeah, you've got to tell them.
Hayley might not remember it, so I
Yeah, we will need to remind her.
One of my earliest memories of Hayley was when a few of us went over to De Niro's over at Newmarket, shortly after me and Jenny had been dating. And on the way over there in the taxi, Hayley gave me some words of wisdom as a friend of Jenny. She said to me, if I messed Jenny about, she would cut my balls off. Thankfully, me and Jenny are still together and going strong today, so I don't have to worry about that.
Well, I am here to talk about Hayley Ajshid, as we like to call her, me and my husband like to call her. I met her at Sainsbury's, hence I'm wearing the Sainsbury's uniform to remind Hayley of all the happy memories and the happy times we had at Sainsbury's.
Earliest memories of meeting Dan. Sorry Dan, but you're not that memorable, mate.
I first met Dan back at Cangill Primary School. I remember him being a right little monkey, not in his behaviour, but more the way he looked.
But the earliest memory I have is of you turning up for work and turning up in that big black Batmobile.
I'm Alex, Dan's greatest friend.
About 11, 12 years ago now, work at IFF, and he first come up, skinny little lad, bit of a wide boy, in his gold motor, and then he went into a Batman car, Caliber, I think Caliber or something like that, yeah, it's something like that he had, and yeah.
Got first memories of Dan, I would probably say him getting in a fight and me having to sort it out. End.
My first memory of Hayley is working at Sainsbury's, and we went into the canteen and we were getting jelly, and Hayley was very, very amazed at what the canteen staff had done, because the jelly wasn't smooth like she had it. It was all chopped up, and she wanted to know how they'd got it like that.
Whereabouts was that?
Down the Woolpack in the Queen's Head, at Newmarket. Pretty much every time he goes out he has a fight. Can't help himself. He's just an angry man.
My earliest memories of Dan was when I moved back from Slough. I knew everyone in the group apart from him, and we did not get on at all, and we had a bit of an argument that led to a couple of pushing and that, but I respected him because he stood his ground, and he's always been a mate since, and a good mate.
And I too met Hayley at Sainsbury's, and I had the dubious honour of trying to manage her for a number of years. And one of my most abiding memories of Hayley in Sainsbury's is how conscientious she was, but also not so conscientious sometimes on a Saturday morning after a late night on a Friday night. But very, very fond memories.
One of the earliest memories of Hayley is seeing her actually with Dan. Not quite sure what she's doing with Dan. I think he's punching well above his weight there.
When she came to work at Sainsbury's, she was filing clerk. And after about a year, 18 months of being a filing clerk, Hayley came in to me one day. I was more senior than Hayley, and she came into me one day and announced that she was no longer going to do the filing because she'd had enough of it. She wasn't doing the filing anymore. So I looked at Hayley and I said, well, good luck in your new job. And she was quite amazed. She said, what do you mean? I said, well, your job is filing. If you don't want to do it anymore, get somebody else to do it, that's fine. She said, well, what about me? You have to go and find a new job. To which he looked at me in stunned amazement, picked up a pile of filing and said, I better just do this then, hadn't I?
Curtain haircut.
Ginger, goatee, you don't match his head.
Skinny jeans.
I would say is definitely the first word that comes to mind.
Sincere.
Kappa jumper or tracksuit top.
Fish.
And fish. That's all you're on about, is bloody fish.
Perfect match and catch.
Fishing.
Fish.
Fishing addict.
He's a
Hook, line and stinker.
And fishing.
Caring.
Big nose. Just got a big nose.
Conducive.
Long-nosed freak.
Fish.
Epic.
He's definitely a and that's probably about it.
And turbo. Giggles.
Gregarious, because she's out there and full of life.
Gypsy.
Princess.
Driven.
She loves jewellery.
Well, friendly.
Oh my God.
Princess.
My second word is giddy, because she's mad as a box of frogs.
Happy.
Blonde. She loves liqueur shops.
Bubbly.
Bright.
Funny.
Gorgeous.
And hood.
Loyal, she's a really loyal person.
Beautiful. And my third word is just damn gorgeous.
Ambitious.
Complete.
A laugh, because she's always laughing.
And she's so sexy.
Well, besties. And organised. She likes organisers. Well,
She loves
tries.
Threatening. Dangerous.
I don't think we're capable.
I think organised is really generous, bossy.
I was being nice to her, it's her wedding day.
Oh yeah, yeah, organised. Yeah.
Well, after chatting with many married men, I've come up with the rules of marriage. Just thought I'd like to give him some advice here. So, women always make the rules.
One of my first memories of Hayley and Dan together was when we went camping and Hayley was screaming rather a lot and causing a little commotion. I know that's a surprise, but she was. And apparently there was a hedgehog in their tent and she was making Dan get it out with the spatula that they use for the barbecue and turning the eggs on with, and she wasn't going to get back in until he got rid of it.
Women are subject to change the rules without notice. No man can possibly know all the rules.
We was in Magaluf and had been drinking throughout the day, and on our way back to the apartment, Hayley all of a sudden decided to sort of lay down on the concrete and started doing like a snow angel, where she was moving her arms and her legs. It was very funny. People walking by just laughing, and then I had to drag Hayley back.
The woman is never wrong. If it appears the woman is wrong, it's a misunderstanding that may be caused by something the man has said.
3 or 4 years ago, I think now, we had a works do, and it was at the Con Club. So we all went up there. There weren't many people there, so we just got drunk. And it was that drunk, was doing all shots, and he got hammered. Went to the toilet, couldn't put his trousers up, so we thought it was funny to send the cleaners in there, the 2 lesbian cleaners. So they went in there, pulled his trousers up, it was funny as hell. But trying to get home, the taxi driver wouldn't take us because he was too drunk. So I got the wife out of bed. She come down, picked him up, went back to Nan's house on Churchill Avenue. So I thought, brilliant, I'll take him home. I turned around to my wife at the time and I said, can I just take him in the house, get him into bed? So I leant against the door, told her, I said, back in 10 minutes. Time I turned around, he fell through the door hit the back wall, pulled back round again, shut on me. He fell head first, fast asleep, so I couldn't get into the house.
The man must apologise immediately for the misunderstanding. The woman can change her mind at any time.
The first time I knew Daniel Bruton was on the scene was through Facebook. and Hayley used to write little things on Facebook, and Dan liked everything. Whatever Hayley done, he liked, comment, everything. So I thought, who is this new love interest? And I didn't know at the time it was the man of her dreams.
The man must never change his mind without the proper consent of the woman. The man must read the woman's mind at all times.
Me and Hayley went to De Niro's one night, quite a few years ago, and as we were walking across the dance floor, I happened to turn and look, and she wasn't there anymore. So I wondered where she'd gone. And it was only when I looked down at the floor that I saw her, and she'd fallen over. But the way that she'd fallen over, it looked like she'd been shot, and it was just really funny. And I couldn't stop laughing, and I just legged it up the stairs and left her on the floor.
At all times, what is important is what the woman meant, not what she said.
There's a couple of stories actually. There's one from that barbecue, that same camping trip. Dan and Hayley hadn't been together really that long, and it was the first time that Dan had been involved in one of our little outings. There was quite a lot of alcohol involved because we'd had a barbecue that evening. And about 1 o'clock in the morning, Hayley was telling us about a particular problem that her and Dan were having. It was quite graphic, and Sky remotes were mentioned.
You can't say any more, no?
Yeah, I can't say any more than that. But needless to say, 1 o'clock in the morning, screaming girls giggling in the toilet, and two 70-year-old ladies came out of the toilet, using it for what it was for, and said, "Oh, you girls are having a nice night." So they clearly heard every word we'd said.
Just like to wish you, Dan and Hayley, best wishes and good luck for the future.
Yeah, two things I'd like to say about Hayley. Firstly, I'd like to apologise for announcing that Vegas closed, which she was most upset at me for, and still mentions it now. So apologies, Hayley, for that. Vegas doesn't actually ever close. And the second thing I'd like to say is that... No, I've forgotten it!
Hayley! Dan!
I love you.
The second thing that I would like to say about Hayley is that on our nights out, our regular nights out, my husband always knows to expect a text from Hayley on my phone at some point, generally towards the end of the evening. I can't reveal the content here and now, but he always knows when it's a text from Hayley.
Oh, the other one was when Hayley and Dan were getting ready to move into their home, and Hayley had a little concern about who's going to do the housework, because Hayley confessed that she is homophobic about cleaning. And then there was that time, not long after they'd moved in, Dan had said to Hayley that she needed to do some hoovering, and she said, "Well, it's not my turn, I did it at Easter."
Could we all take a minute of silence to mourn the loss of my drinking buddy, Daniel Bruton? On a serious note, congratulations.
Other than that, I just would like to wish Hayley and Dan all the very best for the future. I'm so delighted to see her so happy, and she's clearly so very much in love, and I wish them all the very best.
Lovely.
Oh, I'm going to cry now.
I'd like to wish them all the best in their future, and I'm happy for them.
I don't think I've got a funny story, but you know, goes without saying, wish them luck, especially Hayley. Perhaps she needs to take up fishing, she might actually see him, or get a job at IFF, one of the two. She might actually see a little bit more of him. But hopefully they'll do well together, stay together forever, have lovely kids with large noses, and that'll be good.
So me and Dan have been good friends for about 20 years now. In that time, Dan's had many ups and downs, but I've certainly never seen him as happy as he is with Hayley. I'd like to wish them a massive, best wishes for the future as husband and wife. And me and Jenny look forward to sharing your experiences going forward together with you.
And I would like to say I wish Hayley and Daniel Bruton every happiness in their future marriage. We love you.
So on a bit more of a serious note then, I just wanted to wish you both an absolutely quacking day and a lifetime of love, laughter and luck. Quack quack guys.
To wish them health, wealth and happiness and lots of babies.
Good luck, Dan, you're going to need it.
Meow 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 meow.
Now back to the studio.